Hey, how's it going? Let's do some more Patriot stuff. Oh yeah, it's super windy outside, so any weird sounds that I can't cut out, too bad. I was looking at doing this one, like a rail service vehicle, and it kind of works, kind of doesn't work. You can get to like, yeah, let's see, it twists the whole truck, and now that train wheel weighs 200 mass, and that's just hanging off to one side. You can't rotate the train wheel up, like it can't go up. It can only go sideways. Or at least you need to apply a lot of torque on the side of the train wheel, twisting it sideways to get it to come off. But it also applies, like the same amount of force onto the truck, spinning it the opposite direction. So it's just really unreliable and kind of not that possible. So that's gonna be on hold basically indefinitely. What we've got here though, I think I called this one hook lift. So there's like roll off trucks, right? I think it's probably a good idea to just build the system that this goes on. So let's say this is like 28 and then that block there is 29. So that's a container. In terms of like Stormworks, you would probably want grippers way out on the sides. So if this is 5, wait, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where you would want grippers, like this. That would let you slide the container up on the back using the tracks that are on the container. It's very obviously a fat way to do it though. And I think it would just be nicer if it was just the rails down the middle and you just sort of dealt with it. But anyway, the things I've been looking at, they're kind of like this, I suppose. And then the thing at the top moves. The way they actually work is they've got a winch, and the winch just pulls the thing up. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should just use a winch. What if I do a massive line of grippers? Because then the tracks will actually slide into this. Oh, it'd have to be real chonky, that's the only thing. And then I could tilt this back and then use a winch to pull the container onto the back. I think I need to do something in between this idea and so like the roll-off method is to just use a winch to pull the thing up, and then a hook lift method is to use tracks and a hook to pull it up. So the roll-off tilts this whole thing, but the hook lift moves its arm all the way to the back. So I need to do something in the middle of those two methods. So I'm going to do this where I've got like the track in the middle. Okay, so that's the track, and this whole thing will tilt. The way they tilt is like, it seems like the hinge is way lower. So potentially there's something like this, and then pistons up higher. I could do the system that I had before on the wrecker where it's just like dead pivots. That goes into there, this goes into that, and then you have a track. I don't know which way this track would need to go. Just go both directions just to be safe. And then that goes to that one. So all of these get no power. And then it's these two pivots down the bottom here that do all the work. I don't know if this will work. Let's put some weight blocks on and test this out. Oh, okay. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
But that's the idea. I need more tracks along this way. Less tracks on that way. And then I just need to figure out how far that goes and then limit it. I think that's right though. And then you have a thing that comes down the tracks and connects onto a container and then just yoinks the container all the way up. Realistically for this, you would also use compact tracks. So I need tracks that can run along here and then have a thing connected to it. Do I just make all this wider? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the truck width here. I think I need to like have 2 tracks for it to make any sense at all. It needs to be this another inner track. that can go the whole way. So this thing will slide down, connect to the bottom, slide back up. Oh, oh dear. Okay, so you go up. This piston thing needs to get way longer. And then you push the button. Then it'll go ka-chonk. Let's put a container back there actually. Oh no. This button's all like back to front, so. Can I push the container off? I think I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Okay, so turn that on. We go up. Then we go down. Bit of violence. It's doing it, I guess. And then, wait, is that the wrong way? Which way does this go? This way? Not that way. Huh. I think this is just jammed. Let me disconnect those. They're obviously, or just, let me just delete all of this. Obviously a nuisance. So you turn your container on, turn your connectors on, then you go up. I limited this to 0.5, so I think that's, yeah, that's okay. Then it lines up with the wedge. We go down, and the space on this wedge at the end means you've got space for the connector. Fix it up. We start going up. It freaks out a little bit, because it maybe just needs to be heavier. Okay. Okay, go up, go down. Ooh. Huh. Well, like it sort of works. I think it's because these are connecting straight on. And then you would have to have some that kind of pop up at the back to clamp it properly. So it's almost definitely a weight issue back here for the way these connectors are like twisting when they connect to that. But it's also the direction that they're connecting in. I don't think there's really too much I can do about that. One option could be to move it down like this. Okay, that's not an option. No option there. It must go like that. There might be something to do with how that's clipping in down there. Bonk. And now it's a weight issue. I think as it starts to come up, you want to be going down. There's just something wrong about this. Unloading seems okay. Maybe it's to do with how spaced out these are. So what if they were pushed out a little bit more like that? Yeah, what if they did this? I get a feeling that's the same design I have on my hook lift truck, which also isn't actually a hook lift. So what's going on here? Can you believe that the devs think no clip should be only a creative mode thing? This thing is so finicky. It would come down and then maybe I can use... I was going to say maybe I can use the tracks to lock it in place, but it's going to have to be these final electrical connectors. Okay, but I think that works, right? It's a little bit finicky, and I think that's just weight. It's just a weight issue. Let me save this. Okay, now let's get a Patriot. Patriot. This one's going to be the dual wield one. I think I'll just delete all of this and then build off the back of this one. Don't need any of this for now, and I actually need to delete a lot of the internals along this, because I need to find a good place for the tracks and everything to run through. Oh no. This is subtat. Okay, everything, all the controllers will have to go up here. I think there might be another one. What's this one? Wait a minute. Gearboxes. Reverse. Didn't I have this inside the ECU? Which ECU did I use on this? Well, I don't think there's any other microcontrollers. So, that can stay. Oh, can it? This top bit needs to go, I think. And then, if I really had to, I could drop the pipes down and then get rid of a lot of stuff. I'm going to quickly paint this. I want to do like a red truck. The only other red truck I've got is the Oni. When you look at this red on its own, it's actually disgusting. It's not a nice red. But when it's sort of in a block, big blob of it looks really nice. Or when you compare this to another red, like let me get this red. Look at this. It just looks super like faded. But then this red looks way too saturated. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Maybe I should do different tail lights for these as well. I saw some that were like, they had like a split. Oh man, that would be such an easy change. Like if I just go, whoop, that gives it at least some kind of difference. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, Patriot roll off. Okay, you can see where I'm going to run into some issues. I need to basically shrink the whole pivoting system down into this space, into 3 wide. It could just hang over the back though, which means I kind of have to lose this for now. Let's just lose that. And then I can put the pivots in here. Right, yep, that's right. Then this goes forwards, up 2. Like that. And then it kind of goes out. And we have tracks in the middle, which would be this row here. This should be 20, no, this should be 30. And the very last one is like the actual track, compact linear track piece. And it comes all the way. And it still has some overhang. Oh, look, there's like, what is that? 2? 2 tracks of overhang plus the wedge. So then 30 is actually, yep, way less. I mean, 2 less, but still. I want to use barrels, you know. Maybe I should make that real thick boy. What if I turn that out sideways? I want to use barrels because of the weight. And then I can put in normal blocks. Do you think I need like a rocket or something? That looks so wrong, so out of place. So does that. What about pipes? What about those little barrels? That looks a lot better, you know. I think it was 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. I think I'm going to do these ones and I'll add any extra weight with invisible blocks. Then these tracks were just for looks. Which, maybe I should do more of these tracks. Then I could do more of these, which should make it more powerful in theory. That's kind of all there is. It's such a simple system when you like strip it down. What is it? It's a lever with a button, and that can all be tied into one system. So when you push the button, it tilts all the way up, slides all the way down. Then when you turn the button off, it can start pulling up, and then when it gets up like halfway, it can start tilting back or something. Depends how heavy it gets, I suppose. I should put a winch in the middle, and then it will look Kind of more like it's a roll-off system, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, no, that makes sense. That's where it is. That's where it would be. Do I need to do any shenanigans? I would like to hide that, but I don't know how. Oh yeah, and I need to hide the controllers somewhere. So this is not so bad. This can go down in here. Merge that, and then I can just put the gearbox controller behind it. Then I need probably, yeah, a line like that, and then get rid of that one, put that in there. I don't like having barrels super exposed. I can add weight down here if I really have to. It should be okay. The logic is actually going to be a lot more complicated on that. I should make it a different length, you know, so that it's not super identical to the tanker, even though it's kind of like the same idea, the same thing. And this would benefit from the distance sensor. Yeah, see how the track is moving as well. So what I actually need is some hard points and maybe grippers, because when this comes all the way forwards, I want to lock it in place. How shall I do that? Because the whole thing tilts, so it needs to be locking onto the tilting part, which means like this kind of thing. What if I put that there, then a hard point, then, oh yeah, and then I can put the winch on there. Then the hard point can go, oh no, the hard point has to go above that facing down. Otherwise it's going to hit these barrels as it goes down. What if, what if I do it like that, and then the hard points are actually in the deck of the truck? Oh no, that's the pivot. What about that? 2 hard points there, and then that's ugly. That's not good. Not a good solution. What I should do is put hard points on the bottom of that, so the deck comes down and locks in somewhere as well. I think that would be okay to have them like on the sides. They could be facing in though, right? Like that. Because this top bit was all just, oh no. When you put a hard point body in, it sticks out. We need to move the subtat down past the gearbox, back a spot, shuffle the hard points in one, like that, and then these hard points face inwards, and then I can just fill out that and put a nice little wedge. Ooh, I can paint this red. Nope, not like that. I can paint the side red. That's nice. Nice little stripe. I'm just going to use wedges because since it's all like closed up, you can't cover up that middle part of the hard point. I can only cover up the 2 sides. So 2 wedges will do. So that'll lock down, and then I want to lock this thing as well. And what if I did them like that? No. They need to be, it could just be one in the middle though. What's that? Nothing? Could be there. What about gearbox? Gearbox. Circly hard point. Cha-ching! I like that. That's very cool. So now I've locked the top thing in and I've locked the bottom thing in. So that should keep all that connected. Do I want a way to secure the container? Because it'll only be connected at 2 points. It's like right on the end. So this is where that very end electrical connector will be. Placing it like this would be a good solution. Like a workable solution. But it looks real stupid. An alternative solution could be put a gripper like that, and that'll grip onto the bottom of the container. I kind of wish the gripper looked a bit nicer. That would give me a connection here and a connection here, and if you're not using a gripper, then, or if you're not using tracks on your thing, then that's kind of your fault. There's got to be some good way to hide that. There's not really any good, nice looking solution for this. The grippers would work, which is what's annoying me. Even just leaving them on their own is kind of interesting. What about windows? Then it kind of maybe looks like a frame. Like that maybe? I like the idea, I don't like how it's implemented. Oh well, whatever. I'll just quickly do the logic for this, and then I can say this one's done. And it needs a button. What is that button? What is that button? Heater. Oh. This kind of system is just like deploy and don't deploy. There shouldn't really be any in-betweens. So where is this connecting into? Oh, it's only going into one. This must just be, yep, straight to heater. I'm gonna make this 2, and this will be a push button. And we'll call this, so the push button will control if it goes up or down. So the light goes on when it's up, and then I can put a button out here somewhere. It'll probably have to go under this gripper. So we're looking at panel chain. I've started labeling it like this so that instead of writing input and output, I can just say this is the panel chain input, and it's already like labeled on the thing, and the panel chain output, and it's a panel chain because it's an instrument panel chained into multiple other instrument panels. So however the chain flows through and in and out, it doesn't matter. In the controller, this is the in and out. Then we have the output for deck locks, so that'll unlock all the sliders and grippers, hardpoints, everything will unlock. Then we have deck lift rotation and deck slider. I don't know what you'd call that. And then we need, oh, do I need one? I need another one for the electrical connectors, which would be, I guess you just put it on a delay. But if you have an input as well, then you can tell if it's connected. I don't know if I need the input. It's going to, how's it going to connect and disconnect? Because what we have here is channel 2 and channel 3 will be my 2 buttons. So I'll take an OR. If either of these toggle the state, then send channel 4, don't do that. Start channel 4. Send the on signal into channel 4, which is the indicator light to say it's like lifted or not. Actually, that could come along later, and it could be the position of the counter for this, because I need a counter for the slider. Actually, I need a capacitor for that, but I need a counter anyway. So when these are toggled, switch box to the rotation, and this will go into constant numbers, I think. Off is 0, right? And then up will be like 0.45. I think 0.5. I'll try 0.5, but I think it's a little bit in the ground. Deck locks will, I'll have to check this, but when it's up, they should release. So that would be release on the hard points, and it might be inverted for the brakes on the grippers. Then electrical connectors. I think that one's going to be different. And then the other thing is the counter. How am I going to do this? Because what I want it to do is when it's on, it'll count down, so that'll send it out. And the min is need 1, max is 1, increment is just full bore. Then when it is not on, it'll count up, and that'll bring it all the way back. And it will reset. So I need to time this, how long it's going to take for it to slide all the way up and down. So when you push the button, wait, what am I doing? This is the right kind of idea. So what I'm checking for is when you push the button, right? I push this button, then it slides down. Oh yeah, it slides down on a capacitor, and then it like stops sending the signal. Then it resets. So you send it like this, and the capacitor is anytime that's pushed. I think there's a better way to do that. So we'll have a button in here, 3, and then I think in here is channel 2, and the indicator is 4. Deck lifted. Roll off deck. Deck lifted. Okay. This out signal goes into here. Then this one goes into here. Then this one goes into here. Hopefully that all just goes around the system. Then we have Deck sliders. Deck rotation. Locks, which is all these release points. Release, release, release. 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 Okay. Where is it? Wow. Yeah, so that needs a longer timer. And those pivots, what the heck? Why is that so fast? Whoop. Oh no, they don't go all the way down. Do you think I need to extend it one more maybe? Also, why is that so fast? Why is that so fast? I'm hoping that I can just extend it and that will put it in the ground. So this capacitor is what's determining how long that slides for. And I don't know how long it needs. But that is working, from what I can tell anyway. Oh, and the speed at which... Speed, I can probably just change the speed on here. Because it's only like one action, it's not counting the numbers, it's just going for it. I'm going to keep running up to here, so I think I should actually just move it up to here. Huh, why did it stop there? Why, oh why, did I connect it wrong? Rotation target. Deck, lift, rotation. Why are you stopping? Are you getting caught? I could be getting caught on this piece in here. This bit here. I don't think I deleted that on both sides. Hold on. Hold on. Because the rotation is so slow, it's getting stuck on those door pieces, those door frames. I think I can get away with just putting a wedge in there though. Yeah, it doesn't mind the wedge. All the way down. All the way back. Hard points, like slam it into the thing. I'm gonna move this up to here because I'm always running by it to look up here anyway. It lives there now. Red, red, and red. I need to put on like a dial or something so I can see how long these tracks are staying in motion for. Well, how long they're getting this signal. Because if they're, that's what all the hard points are for. So stop them from sitting at +1 or -1. They should be at 0 when they're up here. See, they're at 1 right now. So it'll go down, hopefully. Then it resets to 0, which is actually like backwards. It probably shouldn't reset to 0 while it's down, because then it's like free to move however you push it. And when you bring it back up, it should go to 1, and then it should turn off and go to negative, or go to 0 from here. So I think the timing on the capacitor is okay. So what needs to happen is probably this capacitor just needs to be put on the knot. And then I need to figure out how to make these electrical connectors work. And then I need, why do I have an indicator for this? Why do I have a light indicator? To tell you that it's gone up when you're in the cab and not really looking, which means I can just connect that to there. That's probably all right. So we're at 1 for some reason. Okay, now we're at 0. So after it spawns, it needs time to reset, which is okay. We're going -1, riding all the way down. Oh, and we should be able to connect to a container, which we're holding at the very bottom of the deck. Now we're going +1, lights off. We get to the top, we're locked in, and it turns off. So no more electricity draw from that system. And yeah, okay, that's fine. All that capacitor is working right. All the logic's working fine. I haven't checked what's going on here, but it's probably working. So now, do you think there are containers over at FJ Warner? I bet there isn't. Oh, there is. Okay. I could shorten this a little bit because I've got that extra one block on the very end of it. We'll grab this very last orange container here. So, parking brake, door. You want to come and turn on that one, the very bottom. Door, parking brake. This is good. I can use this camera. Oh, I wonder if all the, like, the distance lines up. Light comes on. No, it doesn't line up at all. It needs to be way closer. Oh, what's it looking at? One. Oh, it must be looking at the roll-off, the actual frame on it. I'm going to have to remove that distance sensor on this one. Push the button. Okay. So I don't know what's connected now. Yeah, I could get rid of 3 blocks of space in there. And then potentially 1 off the very back so that those wedges don't hang off so far. Oh wow. See ya? See you later. Let's get another one. I'm a little bit hesitant about this red as well now. Because when you're doing these red and all your buttons are red, it makes it very difficult to find all the buttons. Which I am not happy about because I like red. If they let us make all the buttons like white, that would solve my issue. Or yellow. Red and yellow is nice. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Do I remove the distance sensor completely? Because it's essentially reading false data if you put the thing down, the thingy thing. So what is this? Like, do I just go back to 1? Huh. You probably want it here, right? 2. Yeah, 2. Push the button. Okay, so what I will need to check. Connector true, release connector false. Good enough for me. Grippers, release false. Oh, I could turn the brake on. Do I need the brake? All it's doing is holding it from swaying left and right, and that's essentially all I need it to do. I don't really... Like, it's holding it up off the track, right? It's holding it in the right place, and then this is holding the other end. So I have 4 points of contact. I only have 2 points of, like, physically or, like, magnetic contact, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think those are going to let go anytime soon. How do I disconnect it from here, though? I want to drop the thing. Okay. I know. But I need an output to the connectors. Electrical connectors. Release, release. So when it's... We're looking for a threshold. When the threshold is, I think, -1, then release it. And I might need to put a capacitor on that. So right now, we are release connector false. push this, and our tracks are coming down. Actually, how do you see the track data? Is it up here? -1. So we should be release connector true. And then as soon as I push this, it would like turn off and it would be release connector false. Yeah, so I want a capacitor because I need that to just make sure it ditches the container and doesn't try and grab it. Doesn't try and grab it again as it's coming back up. I think it's discharge time, and it doesn't need to be long, it just needs to be enough to get it away from the system. So this can cut and go in here somewhere. Not there. Where can it go? Does it have to go right towards the back? I'm just going to move all of these forwards. I want to move this so it's like right up against here, which means I need to lose, what is it, 1, 2, 3? Oh no, what about all the hard points? I can come right up to here, I suppose. So I can go back 2 gaps, 2 blocks. So I just chop this out. Oh no. Oh no. All my controllers. Get rid of this. And basically all of that needs to go backwards. And it's mostly just this top piece that I'm concerned with, where the hard points and the tracks and stuff are. So what I'll do then is I'll just grab just this piece, bring it back as far as it can go, which is 2. Then I can cut this back into the same place, 2 places back, merge that, and then fill in the gap I had. Now I need to make sure I remember to get rid of that gap, or that set of blocks. So now the whole deck is 1 shorter, but the pivot point needs to come in 1 block. So now I move just the tracks. Now the tracks are in the correct position, and these can go back in. So the thing will merge back into itself now. And then I need to move the whole rear section piece, probably 3, I would think, right? Because we moved it 2 here, and then we needed to bring it back 1 from the end that we cut. Does that make sense? This makes sense to me. I might have not explained it very well though. Oh, I need to make sure I get the grippers. How can I get the grippers? I'm just going to move them off because then I don't have to like worry about deleting them or overriding them or anything like that. Okay, cut all of this. Zhoosh, zhoosh, zhoosh. Connect that back into that main grid. Find the gripper. The gripper, please. Gripper. Gripper goes back. That can probably merge back into that. I think it could be in the wrong place, but it should be okay. Now all of this can go back in here. And as long as this isn't a microcontroller, I don't think it is. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Paste that. Merge that back in. Make sure to save. Just checking to see where this comes down to on the ground. Yep. Yippity yip. My light is on. Maybe I should paint this orange. Maybe I should paint it... Oh, that light's already on. Do I have an orange truck? I don't think I've... Oh, I do have an orange truck. That recovery truck is orange. And I have a red truck already, I suppose. I just don't like that the buttons are red. Pisses me off. So, in here we need to come back to 2. I just need to change when the color changes on that. Handbrake on. Push the button. I don't even need to go into 3rd person. Oh, maybe I do. Wait, what? How am I not close enough? Wait a minute. What's going on? That's on. Those should be on. Release connector true. Oh, because we're picking it up? Oh no. I need like a memory register or something. A way to... or a JK flip-flop? Oh well. I've got no idea what's happening right now. And I'm sick of this. So I'm gonna call it here. But I think this truck is mostly done. It just needs some little bits and pieces to go and fill the area between the two axle sets. Just some decorative stuff. And maybe I think I'll change the color so that I can see all the buttons. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.